He's always been jealous. The words hit like a thunderbolt. Ronaldo's own former teammates, the men who fought beside him, won Champions Leagues with him, lived next to him, are now speaking out, and what they're revealing is shattering the CR7 empire. For years, Cristiano Ronaldo has been locked in the greatest rivalry football has ever seen with Lionel Messi. But behind the goals, the records, and the 5 Ballon d'Ors, a darker story is emerging. Ronaldo has allegedly been consumed by jealousy toward Messi, and now his closest teammates are exposing it. Wayne Rooney, the man who battled with Ronaldo at Manchester United, Toni Kroos, his neighbour and Champions League brother at Real Madrid, and the legendary Paul Scholes, all of them have chosen Messi as the GOAT. Publicly, unapologetically, Ronaldo didn't stay silent. He hit back on social media. He called them jealous on Piers Morgan. But every reaction only made it worse. What happens when the people who know you best, the ones who saw you at your rawest, say the other guy is simply better? And why does Ronaldo keep reacting like a man who can't let it go? The biggest names in Ronaldo's inner circle are breaking the code of silence, and the truth they're exposing is more explosive than anyone imagined. This isn't just a debate anymore. This is betrayal from inside the house. Stick around, because what his own teammates just said will leave you shocked. For nearly 2 decades, the football world has been obsessed with one question: who is the greatest of all time, Cristiano Ronaldo or Lionel Messi? The rivalry has defined an era. 5 Ballon d'Ors each at their peak. Record-breaking goal tallies. Champions League glory. But behind the stats lies a much more personal and explosive story. Cristiano Ronaldo built his brand on supreme confidence, relentless work ethic, and an unshakable belief that he is football's true king. From Manchester United to Real Madrid to Juventus and now Al Nassr, Ronaldo has chased greatness with an almost superhuman intensity. He doesn't just want to win, he wants to be remembered as the undisputed number 1. Lionel Messi, by contrast, has always played with quiet brilliance. More reserved, less flashy, but possessing an almost supernatural footballing IQ. While Ronaldo roared, Messi danced through defenses. Their careers became a never-ending comparison, one the entire planet couldn't stop watching. At the heart of this saga are the men who actually shared dressing rooms with Ronaldo. For years, there was an unwritten rule among players: you back your former teammate. If you played with Ronaldo, you picked Ronaldo. Simple loyalty. But that code has slowly crumbled, and the cracks are now impossible to ignore. Wayne Rooney, Ronaldo's strike partner during Manchester United's golden years, was the first to light the fuse. Toni Kroos, who lived next door to Ronaldo at Real Madrid and won multiple Champions Leagues with him, delivered the most shocking U-turn. And Paul Scholes, the quiet genius of Old Trafford, has been consistent in his verdict for years. Ronaldo has never hidden how much the comparison matters to him. He tracks every comment. He responds on social media. He sits down with Piers Morgan and fires back. Every perceived slight is met with defiance. But now, the people who know him best are speaking. Not enemies. Not rivals. His own brothers in arms. And their verdict is sending shockwaves through the football world. What does it do to a man who has spent his entire life proving he's the best, when even those closest to him say the other guy is greater? The jealousy whispers have grown louder. The reactions have grown stronger. And the debate has never been more personal. The stage was set for years. Now, the teammates are talking. And Ronaldo is listening. The tension finally exploded when Wayne Rooney, Ronaldo's former strike partner and brother-in-arms at Manchester United, dropped a bomb that shook the entire football world. Despite winning 3 Premier League titles and a Champions League together, Rooney didn't hesitate. When asked about the GOAT debate, he said it clearly: "I think Messi, he's just the best ever." Those words hit Ronaldo like a dagger. The two men had gone to war together. They were supposed to have each other's backs forever. But Rooney stood firm, even acknowledging the backlash. "I get a lot of stick for saying Messi, but I understand people can say Ronaldo." Ronaldo noticed immediately. He made sure everyone knew how he felt. Hours after Rooney's comments went public, Ronaldo left a pointed reaction on his former teammate's Instagram post. It wasn't the move of a man who doesn't care. It was the move of a man who was deeply hurt. When Piers Morgan asked him directly about Rooney, Ronaldo didn't hold back. He suggested his old friend was simply jealous. The same Rooney he celebrated trophies with, the same man who saw him up close for 5 years, reduced to jealousy. Rooney fired back with surgical precision. "There's probably not a football player on the planet that isn't jealous of Cristiano. The career, the trophies, the money, the six-pack. But I think every player, bar probably Lionel Messi, is jealous of him. That one sentence was devastating. Rooney praised Ronaldo's greatness, then deliberately carved Messi out as the exception. The one player who has no reason to be jealous. It was cold. It was personal. And it came from inside the house. But then came the first major twist. Toni Kroos, Ronaldo's Real Madrid teammate, Champions League winner, and literal neighbor, had once said naming Messi in the GOAT debate was forbidden. He lived next to Ronaldo. Trained with him every day. Called him a perfectionist. Loyalty was absolute. Until Messi won the World Cup. After Argentina's triumph in Qatar, Kroos stunned everyone. He publicly changed his mind. Messi deserves it. I've never seen a footballer play as consistently as this guy. He even admitted his natural bias should have been toward Ronaldo, yet he still chose Messi. A man who once called it forbidden to pick Messi, now picking Messi anyway. The betrayal cut deeper than anything Rooney said. Because Kroos wasn't just a teammate. He was family. He was the neighbor. He was supposed to be ride or die. Ronaldo, sitting in Saudi Arabia, watched his former teammates, the men who knew him best, slowly turn. The code of loyalty was dead. And every time another legend chose Messi, Ronaldo's carefully built armor showed another crack. The conflict was no longer fan debate. It was personal. It was public. And it was coming from the very people Ronaldo trusted most. The first twist proved this wasn't random opinion. It was a pattern. And the pattern was getting harder to ignore. The floodgates were now wide open. After Rooney and Kroos spoke out, the dam broke completely. Paul Scholes, the quiet, respected Manchester United legend who rarely gives strong opinions, delivered perhaps the most damaging verdict of all. Scholes, who watched teenage Ronaldo develop into a superstar, praised his power, pace, and goal-scoring ability, then still chose Messi as the superior all-round footballer. The list kept growing. More former teammates and respected voices quietly lined up behind Messi. Research showed that of 22 players who had shared a pitch with both superstars, nearly twice as many picked Messi when forced to choose. Ronaldo's reactions only poured fuel on the fire. Every Piers Morgan interview became more defiant. He downplayed Messi's World Cup, claiming Argentina winning was normal while a Portugal win would shock the world. He insisted he was the GOAT without hesitation, throwing his hands up in frustration when questioned. Social media watched his every move, every like, every comment, every subtle dig. The escalation reached boiling point when Ronaldo declared the rivalry over in 2023, yet continued bringing up Messi unprompted in interviews. The more he tried to close the chapter, the more his former teammates reopened it. Then came the shocking reveal. Explosive excerpts from books by respected journalists, Luca Chioli and Guillem Balaghe, claimed that behind closed doors, Ronaldo would get heated watching Messi play and allegedly made highly personal comments about his rival. Though Ronaldo strongly denied the claims and threatened legal action, the stories spread like wildfire. The narrative shifted dramatically. It was no longer just fans arguing about stats. It was Ronaldo's own circle, the men who lived with him, trained with him, won with him, suggesting that the rivalry had consumed him in ways Messi seemed to have moved past. Messi, by contrast, has always downplayed the rivalry, saying the media created it and that he has respect for Ronaldo. The silence from one side versus the constant fire from the other painted a very clear picture. Even Patrice Evra's strong defense of Ronaldo couldn't stop the momentum. While Evra passionately backed his former teammate, the weight of Rooney, Scholes, and Kroos's opinions, men with zero reason to lie, felt heavier. Social media exploded. Memes, debates, and fan wars reached new levels of toxicity. Ronaldo supporters called it betrayal. Messi fans called it validation. The football world was more divided than ever. The shocking reveal wasn't just that teammates picked Messi. It was the growing belief that Ronaldo, the man who has achieved almost everything, has been haunted by the one thing he could never fully conquer, the quiet brilliance of Lionel Messi and the quiet verdict of the people who knew him best. The football world didn't just react, it erupted into total chaos. Social media platforms exploded the moment the teammates' comments gained traction. #Ronaldo jealous and #teammates exposed trended worldwide for days. Ronaldo fans defended their idol with fierce loyalty, calling the statements betrayal and jealousy from retired players. Messi fans celebrated, flooding timelines with clips of Rooney, Kroos, and Scholes quotes, declaring even his own teammates know the truth. The divide was brutal and deeply personal. Families argued. Fan pages went to war. Old match highlights were dissected frame by frame. Piers Morgan's interviews with Ronaldo were clipped and memed endlessly, some praising his defiance, others mocking it as insecurity. Industry insiders watched in stunned silence. Former players and pundits were forced to pick sides publicly. Many stayed neutral, but the quiet ones who mattered most, the ex-teammates, had already spoken. Their words carried massive weight because they couldn't be dismissed as media nonsense or fan bias. Big clubs and legends felt the heat. Manchester United alumni were split down the middle. Real Madrid fans were furious at Cruz's U-turn. The entire GOAT debate, which had somewhat calmed after both players left Europe, roared back to life stronger than ever. Ronaldo's move to Al Nassr only added fuel. While he continued scoring prolifically, critics pointed to the lower level of competition. Meanwhile, Messi's magic in MLS kept the world talking. The comparisons refused to die. Even Patrice Evra's strong defense of Ronaldo was drowned out. His emotional posts supporting CR7 were ratioed by Messi fans, bringing up the 3 Champions League finals Evra lost to Barcelona. The public reaction revealed something deeper: respect for Ronaldo's insane career, but growing acceptance that Messi might just be that little bit more complete. The fact that men who won everything with Ronaldo still chose Messi hurt Ronaldo's fans more than anything. Pundits, commentators, and football podcasts ran episode after episode breaking down every quote. The consensus. The testimony of Rooney, Scholes, and especially Cruz was devastating because it came from inside Ronaldo's inner circle. The football industry has never seen a rivalry quite like this, where even the people who lived it are split, and the man at the center can't seem to let it go. And the reactions keep getting louder. But just when it seemed the debate had reached its limit, the ultimate bombshell dropped. In a recent wide-ranging interview, one of Ronaldo's closest former confidants, someone who was with him during his most dominant years, made a jaw-dropping revelation that changes everything. He claimed that Ronaldo has been privately obsessed with Messi for years, often watching his matches in silence, replaying clips, and becoming visibly agitated whenever Messi produced magic. The source went even further: Cristiano doesn't just want to be better. He needs to feel like he's destroyed the comparison. The World Cup hurt him more than he'll ever admit publicly. This wasn't an enemy speaking. This was someone who defended Ronaldo for over a decade. The final twist. Multiple sources now suggest Ronaldo's intense reactions, social media activity, and repeated Piers Morgan appearances aren't just confidence. They're a man still haunted by the one rival he could never fully eclipse, no matter how many records he breaks. Messi, meanwhile, continues to stay above the noise, enjoying life in MLS while the football world remains obsessed with their legacy battle. Ronaldo may have declared the rivalry over, but his own teammates, his own inner circle, and his own behavior suggest it never ended for him. So here's the big question no one can escape: is Cristiano Ronaldo truly at peace being one of the greatest, or will the shadow of Lionel Messi follow him forever? The teammates have spoken. The evidence keeps mounting. But Ronaldo still has one more chapter to write. What will he do next? Will he finally let it go? Or will the obsession continue? The story is far from over. The next interview, the next comment, the next leaked story could ignite the fire all over again. Stay tuned. The greatest rivalry in football history still has more twists coming. What do you think? Are Ronaldo's own teammates exposing the truth? Or is this all just a massive betrayal of one of football's greatest legends? Drop your honest opinion in the comments right now. Who is the real GOAT, Ronaldo or Messi? And do you believe Cristiano has been secretly jealous this whole time? If you want more explosive football drama, breakdowns, and never-before-heard stories like this, smash that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss an update. Share this video with your friends and let's get this debate trending. The rivalry isn't over, and neither is this channel. I'll see you in the next one.